progresses. Let's bring in our man, Coach Katz.
Hey.
Coach, man, it's great to hear from you. What's happening?
What's up, gentlemen? What's up? Hey, I got to tell you right now, I said, I got to let you know, you guys have talked about the Kings so much over and over that you finally made me appreciate listening to you talk about wrestling, and I hate wrestling. Oh, my God.
Coach, you'll love it, man. Give it a chance. You'll love it.
I put it this way: if the Kings played as hard as you guys worked to try to figure out how good they would, they'd be in playoffs and undefeated every year. You know
Tell me about it, right?
Coach, all I can say is I appreciate you appreciate what we're trying to do here.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you having me on.
Hey, how are you? Like, are you excited about this tournament coming up? Like, I don't know that March Madness has the vibe that it used to have. Like, are you looking forward to what we're going to see over the next couple of weeks?
Oh, I think it's going to be really exciting. And it's interesting. Everybody has their perspective. But for me, I am always so intrigued in the different styles that get it done. I mean, just take an example. USF right here is going to play Murray State, and everybody should watch that game. Is that going to be an up and down? USF literally takes shots are three-pointers. It's unbelievable, and it's going to be a high-scoring game. Murray State is really good. Now, the other end, I watch Wisconsin. I look at them, and I think, how do they win? They don't. They play really low. Their scores are low, the whole deal. You know what I figured out how they win? They get teams to play bad against them. You go away going, wow, we play bad. Their tempo's slow. They're physical. They grind it out. Some people would call it ugly basketball. I'd call it winning basketball. But it's exciting just to see the different styles. It really is.
Coach, the head coach over at Providence, Ed Cooley, I drew a blank on his name real quick. I heard him speaking over the weekend, and he said something that I thought was pretty interesting. He thought because of everything that had gone on with the COVID year and just it's been a wacky 2 years in college basketball, you got more upperclassmen around, and he thinks that's going to lend itself to having a great tournament where these guys are a little more mature basketball wise in their mind, and you're going to see some high level of play in this tournament. Do you kind of see the same thing going on with this group of teams in the tournament this year?
100% agree. It's amazing the teams that have older guys who started mid-major programs, who transferred, super seniors. His team is a very veteran-laden group, and they play like it. He's got seniors and grad transfers, and that's why I'm picking Davidson. We can just talk all we want. I'll get right into it. I'm taking Davidson to go to Sweet 16. I got them beating Duke, Michigan State, and then I got them beating Duke. And the reason is this: Duke has very good talent, but they have three guys that are going to be great players that play like freshmen because they are freshmen. And Davidson has all these. Kenny, it's just like open gym. You know when you go and you get punked by the older guys. You think you're really good when you're young. You might even be more talented, but they got old man strength. There's such a difference between an 18-year-old's body and a 22-year-old's body. Oh, I couldn't agree more. And you see it across the board.
Yeah.
So Coach, is this about you picked Davidson? Is this because of their style of play? And you just referenced the stars over there at Duke, and those stars Kings fans are going to be watching them pretty closely. Is this about the style and the matchup that's in Davidson's bracket where you're like, no, this team's they're going to make it a couple rounds?
They're really, really good. They really are a high-level offensive team. They guard well enough. They're big enough. I just think I watch Duke a lot. They at times play like they're freshmen, and we all know you can say, well, yeah, but they're pros. But there's such a difference in the physicality of, again, a freshman or an older player. And I've watched Duke at times. They don't defend. They certainly listen. If they're on and they're clicking, boy, they can run it up on you now. But I think it's more about what Kenny alluded to. To me, Davidson is just older, more steely, more experienced, and been through the wars. And I just think they understand what their coach wants them to do, maybe more than no knock on Coach K. He hadn't had these guys very long. He's had three players who are going to play in the NBA. He's had them for about 6 months.
One of the things that I have a problem with college football, right, is that
it's all just down in the South, right? It's Clemson, it's SEC, and anything west of the Mississippi, is completely irrelevant, and that frustrates me. Well, I bring that up because that is not a problem in college basketball, where I look at this tournament, and I'll tell you right now, Coach, I got 3 West Coast teams in the Final Four. I got Gonzaga, UCLA, Arizona. What do you think about those 3 teams, specifically their chances of winning a national championship?
They're really good. They're really, and again, you'll hate me for this. I got Gonzaga getting in the Final Four, but getting beat because, I just think their conference really, really hurts them, because in January and February, they don't play the SEC teams. They don't play the Big 12 teams. They're not battle tested. They're really not. Now, they try really hard to play those teams in the preseason, and they do. Mark Few's schedule's tougher than anybody. But they go through January and February. They had one game in the conference that was not a double-digit blowout. It was the one game they lost. Now, the other one, I do have UCLA getting to the Final Four. I do agree with you there. I think they're going to make a run. And they're in the same group back as last year. Yeah. And then Arizona, where are they talented? And they've got the shot blocker at the rim, Koloko. They've kind of got all the parts. And I agree with you. But I actually like UCLA and Arizona chance better than Gonzaga. I just do. But one thing I will say, Gonzaga does have losses this year early, and I thought last year being undefeated hurt them a little bit. Because when you go into a tournament undefeated, you might almost play not to lose. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they're going to play with a chip on their shoulder and some real aggression. But again, their league is really improved. But again, it's not the Big 12. It's not the SEC. It's not those fist fights you're going to get every night. So.
And Gonzaga's region is tough too. 2 of the 3 losses this season came against Duke and Alabama. Both of them are in that region.
Yeah,
they're like, hey. The tournament was like, yeah. The NCAA was like, yeah, no, cool. You're the betting favorite. Go ahead and play a couple of the teams that beat you already this year.
Yeah. Right. And look, Coach,
don't overlook Arkansas.
Okay.
They're good.
Well, look,
They're
Coach.
talented.
I see Arkansas. I see UConn there. Call me crazy, but this is my guy from way back. I'm not sleeping on that potential second round matchup against Memphis. I think Memphis has a lot of talent. They're just really young, but they've been playing well towards the end of the season, got all the way to the championship game of the AAC tournament. I got Gonzaga winning that game, but I think that's a tough draw for a number 1 seed to have to deal with a team like Memphis.
Well, here's the thing, too. Memphis had all of their guys hurt for a great part of the early part of the season. They were struggling. They got everybody back. That's why this whole thing, mentally and physically ready, which teams are physically ready, and it translates. We're talking about injuries, but they're a different team when they got everybody back. But I'll tell you this, don't sleep on Boise State. Boise State will shock you. That the look, they're physical, they're aggressive. They can have long equal parts. They can switch. They can guard you. It's going to be a grinded out game, I'll tell you. But
and their coach
wasn't
their coach Mark Few's assistant?
Yes,
at Boise State,
right.
Leon Rice.
He's done. Yes.
Wow.
He's done an unbelievable job. They've won 20 games or more 7 the last 9 years. Now that's going to be a tough one. That's not Gonzaga did not get a great bracket.
No, they really didn't.
I'm telling you,
that's tough.
No,
that's real tough.
No, they did not.
Hey, Coach, we appreciate you coming on for the tournament or whatever, but while we have a basketball mind like yourself here on D-Lo and KC, and we know you follow along with what we've been talking about all year long and the Sacramento Kings, they got Sabonis. That was a big piece for them. They still haven't been able to kick it into high gear yet. What's your overall outlook on the Kings, man? De'Aaron Fox playing well right now. Sabonis seems like a good fit. But in your opinion, what's something that they need to get over the hump this offseason?
Well, obviously, look, the biggest thing, obviously, is just stability. If you look at teams that are successful on the professional level, they stay with something. You know what I mean? Look at the teams that are like the Spurs, the Heat, year in, year out. Pretty good over a period of time. Same coach. You can go back in time and talk about Phil Jackson. Even look at other sports. Mike Tomlin, with the Steelers. I just think it's almost a business concept. I wonder if they're incorporating. It's called fail fast, meaning you start off, it doesn't work. Let's redirect. Let's try something else. Well, you got to let guys get a culture and be comfortable. And I will just say this, and I'm in the minority on this one. I love Davion Mitchell. I think he's a winner. He competes. People laugh when I say this. I would build the team around him, not build the team around him like he's the guy, but he needs to clearly play a ton. He'll defend. He sets a tone. He moves the ball. And I think with that type of mindset, it spins off and it becomes contagious with everybody else. He's got to be real certain and confident that people are going to invest in him. And as a result, I think you're going to see great things from him. And I think that he's, in my mind, he's a straw that can stir the drink. Now, that's just me. From a coaching point of view, I really believe that. I do. I think he competes harder, in my mind, than anybody on that team. I would crawl over glass all the way to New York to coach that guy.
Oh, man.
I think that guy is a big-time winner. No, I do. I watched him in college. I've seen him. And I really think, I heard you earlier talking about his, quote, shooting holes. I think he's going to be a shooter. I do. I watch the ball. The rotation's clean. There's nothing wrong, fundamentally. I just think sometimes, Kenny, you got to hear sometimes, hey, man, we're going to play you come hell or high water. All right. The ball's in your hand. We're going to play you, and we're going to go from there. And then, then things build off of that. But look, hey, I'm really good at coaching everybody else's team, right?
You were good at coaching your own team.
Yours.
Yeah, yeah, we're not gonna like that. We're not gonna act like you didn't stomp out Consuming the Soaks every time we went up against Delta. I know that much. I got you one time, Coach. That's it. One time over the course of 2 years. That was it.
I got to move. Just give me 3 seconds to do my Kenny Caraway imitation. It'll take 3 seconds.
Oh, please.
Are you ready?
You could have 3 minutes. You could have 3 hours if you want to do this.
This is after you've made a point, D'Lo, and he is pondering and thinking. It goes like this. If you do that, if somebody counted how many times you do that, it's 30 times. Every time you make the point.
You know what usually follows that? You know what usually follows that, Coach, is he disagrees with me and he's trying to figure out how to state he disagrees with me. That's normally what follows that.
No, that's more of a that's when I disagree with you.
That's right. That's right. That's the short
is when you've got it. You made a really good point.
Okay. Well, now I'm going to start
counting. Coach knows.
Now, Coach, I'm going to start counting the to figure out how many good points I make per show. Man, Coach,
sometimes they're even 5 seconds long. I'm telling you.
Hey, Coach, before we let you go, man, I wanted to you dropped okay. I don't want to unveil anything I'm not supposed to. Do you want to talk about what we talked about over text yesterday? Is that okay?
Oh, you mean the book I'm writing?
Yeah, I didn't know, but I thought it was really cool and a great concept, man.
I'm writing a book. It's about 10 players that I've coached, 10 chapters, 1 chapter per player, and it's their story. It's nothing to do with me. It's more about their story, and it's pretty hilarious. It's kind of a walk down memory lane, I call it 10 heartwarming and hilarious basketball stories. And it's literally like, for example, everybody will know Phil Ritchie. I got a chapter on him, and it goes from how he grew up to recruiting him to his career, and it ends up what he's doing today. And they're just, it's so much fun. Now, see, if you'd have come play for me, I'd have written you a chapter.
I know I dropped the ball, Coach.
But no, I really enjoyed it. It's again, it's really kind of a tribute to my former players, and I could write a chapter on every guy. Yeah. But I've already got some guys jamming me up. Going, Coach, you're not writing about me. You're writing about yours.
Part 2 already in the works. Part 2, the sequel.
It's been so much fun.
It could be worse. You could have players reaching out to you, Coach. You're not writing about me, are you? Like, you're not going to divulge too much, are you? Like, hey, Coach, let's talk, Coach. Coach, here's a nice bottle of wine. Maybe you want to leave some of this stuff out.
Well, one guy did say, Coach, no. What is that? You write it. I said, Kevin, I'm going to make you look good. Don't worry about it. Come on, man. You think I'm not going to write anything that you wouldn't want in print.
Just like a good coach would. Coach, we appreciate you. Once the tournament gets underway, come back and hang out with us some more.
I'll hang out with you guys anytime as long as I can come on and do my Kenny Caraway imitation.
Oh,
Anytime.
every time. Every time. We appreciate you, Coach. Thanks,
You're the man,
man.
Coach.
Thanks, you guys. I appreciate it.
All right.